and they would hand them out to people, and they would just do anything. And the Romans basically invented what's modern uniforms, and it was all about that, you know, that groupthink. And now they'll do anything. They'll do anything just to have this symbol in our minds that America killed bin Laden. And it's just a complete lie. But perception is reality, the advertisers will tell you. But it's not reality. If you're on PCP and jump off a 100-story building thinking you're a skylark, you're going to hit the bottom and die. You don't have a parachute or hang glider. So it's not reality. And they have fed disinfo out to the public so long that it's really mentally damaged the public, but that's a feedback loop into the ruling class as well. And they're all just drinking each other's Kool-Aid. But listen, this isn't going to work. Even if they blow up more big buildings, and that's what's scary, Aaron. Have you read where they're saying they've got nukes in the U.S. now, and they're going to hit us, and Khalid Sheikh Mohammed says there's all these nukes?
Yeah.
A guy who's confessed to bombing buildings that were built after he was arrested. He confessed to killing the Little Mermaid. Doesn't exist, but who cares? Do you remember eating barbecue out there with the people we were interviewing Saturday, just 2 days ago? Remember Saturday, and we're in there eating Vic's barbecue.
You said he had an ominous feeling. I remember that. Is that what you're talking about?
Have you ever heard me talk like that?
Occasionally.
How often?
Once every year? Maybe every 2 years?
But I literally told you, I felt a disturbance in the force. The last time I felt it was in the presence of my old master. That's a cheesy line from Star Wars. The point is, I called my wife. It's not just this event. She said, what do you think it is? I said, I think it's war. That's what my gut's telling me. And premonition's powerful, folks. You've all got it. It's not like some stupid psychic network stuff. You know, it's gut. It's like the women really have it about men. I mean, you can be in rags, but really be a wealthy, powerful person, and women sense it. Vice versa, you can be in a guy in a fancy suit, but really a scam artist, and women generally sense it. We all have the sixth sense, but I was shaken Saturday by it. And my wife driving home, she said, why are you so freaked out? And I said, it's military. And I'm still even more shaken. This bin Laden thing, Aaron, is the beginning of something big. And how long have I said, I see nukes on the horizon, and now what do you see them hyping? How many years have I said I see them detonating nukes?
It's been a while, yeah.
I think they're getting ready to blow a city off the map.
I'm freaked out at all the people mentioning Syria today. Not always.
We're going to get them next. Ooh, yeah. You're like, hey, IQ 75 point, show me Syria on a map. It's right there. It's Australia.
But it's been in other articles, too, and I don't know if Syria has something to do with it, but obviously because of Libya, we've been looking at the possibility of a wider war, hoping it isn't going to happen. But how long have they been eyeing Iran?
Well, now Lieberman's pushing it all.
But, you know, for Iran, they've been pushing for that since even before I started working here 5 years ago, and they have little startup incidents. They seem like they're kind of encroaching the line of war. Then they don't do it. Then they back off. Every couple months, it gets heightened again. You know what I'm talking about.
Well, that's a psychological effect where they're creating the perception that it's going to happen. It's like, you know, that the bully's waiting for you after school. You're kind of want the clock to go faster. Like when the bully told me I'm going to beat you up after school in 6th grade, I would kind of want the clock to end, and I couldn't go run the other way. I had to go out and find the bully. But the thing is, it creates a psychological perception where you're like, let's just get it over with. Okay, you're going to attack Iran. Okay, I don't want you to, but you keep saying you are. You see what I'm saying? It's like they create that idea in the mind that it's coming.
Yeah, it makes it seem normal if it finally happens, but it's not normal. It's terrible and abhorrent. And
well, the very same elites, they're all a bunch of pot-bellied, hunchbacked, old, gross globalists with dandruff falling all over them that look like ring wraiths. I mean, they are raping this country in ways that are unimaginable. I mean, this country's in depression, Aaron. And it's admitted it. We're about to dollar default and lose the credit rating and just unbelievable hell. And they're setting up a domestic surveillance grid and admitting it's for us. And meanwhile, it's like, I'm feeling real good right now. I'm a conservative. I didn't like Obama. I'm liking him now. I like what he did. All because it's just some fantasy. And this morning I was watching Good Old Boys. You could tell they were listening to the radio right next to me driving in traffic, and they were just going, I mean, they were just feeling good, Aaron. They were feeling good.
Everybody should remember the bin Laden family was and has been business partners of the Bushes. They were part of the Carlyle Group. You remember the headline?
Doesn't matter if that's in the London Guardian, the morning of 9/11, head of the bin Laden family meeting with George Herbert Walker Bush. I'll just call it a conspiracy theory. I'm on the phone with these major magazines and newspapers calling, and I go, well, your own magazine, the Washington Post, reported you put out fake bin Laden videos. More conspiracy theories. I go, no, I happen to have it right here in my hand. Well, let me read to you. It's like, no, that's all right. What do you think about Elvis? And it's just all funny. It's funny. Anyways, you're mentioning facts, but see, I could just counter with, oh.
But how many times over the years have you challenged these fake videos, the fake audio recordings, other anomalies, the 7 times they allegedly killed, what's his name, Zawahiri?
Yeah. No, they've been caught lying over and over again and manufacturing it, but you bring it up and they're like, I'm feeling real emotional right now, though. I'm feeling good. I want to believe they did this.
But time and again, you would get attacked, and you'd have to defend yourself, and Paul Watson would write an article. Then you were proven right down the line. Nobody ever backed you up then.
Actually, I'm in more trouble now that gold's $1,570-something bucks, and it went up from 260, like I said. People are like, you know, what's wrong? It went up, and you were right. You're scum. That Alex Jones scum, he said they'd use bin Laden as the patsy to blow up the World Trade Center 2 months before it happened. He's bad.
Well, we finally got bin Laden, but I still remember the headline, shamed Enron bosses give bin Laden and al-Qaeda millions. That was in 2000. That was right before, you know, the 2001 attacks. They're business partners, and there's the opium thing going on, and I don't know exactly which way they're going to turn now, but they've been lying all along, and this bin Laden thing's been a total hoax from that perspective up to this point. Now they can't show the body. Well, yeah, I agree. Why shouldn't we be skeptical?
Well, it's un-American to be skeptical or to have any freedom. I can't believe what a sicko you are. You want to apologize to people? You know, folks are feeling
tongue on that.
Folks are feeling real good right now, Aaron, about America, and you are trying to hurt it. Let me be serious for a minute, and then any closing comments from Aaron. And I want folks to listen to me very, very carefully here, because this is actually very depressing. It just confirms everything we already knew. We told you this was coming and exactly how it was going to come. But not because we're smart. We study these psychopaths. These psychopaths are weak. They're pathetic. They're a joke. Obama is up there grandstanding like our savior with his counterpart, Osama, who was right out of Central Casting to be scary and look like Uncle Fester. They are selling new wars out of this. They are selling domestic police state crackdowns, and they are telling you, in fact, I've got the headlines here. Let me pull those out for people, and I can go through some of these headlines. Islamabad has a lot of explaining to do. Egypt's al-Zawahiri likely to succeed. Replaces bin Laden as #1 on FBI's most wanted list. Bin Laden was never on the most wanted list. That was a big controversy. The FBI director said they didn't have evidence. Remember that?
That's right.
Oh, little WikiLeaks. Al-Qaeda to unleash nuclear hellstorm if Osama killed. Nuclear hellstorm. The globalists could just detonate nukes in every major city and rewrite all of history. Bring in a new dark age. You don't think they won't? Their religion is there's too many of us. Haven't you folks out there? I know there's globalists watching and operatives and people in the system. Folks, this is a system that's so evil, none of us are going to make it out of it. We're not the chosen ones here, folks. We've got to say no to this. Bin Laden protected by Pakistan security. Excuse to go up against them now. Son, worst is yet to come. And then no proof he even said that. It's just, a message board. Fear, security tightened at New York airports, Times Square, World Trade Center site. Napolitano, heightened state of vigilance. U.S. issues worldwide travel alert. Chemical biological response team recalled from Japan. And you pointed out, and others did, they were already recalled 3 days ago. Because Japan said, get them out of here. They didn't want third parties there showing how high the radiation is, and our government's telling radiation's fine, too, here, as it goes up over 500 times safe levels, the milk and food. So what, though? Government loves you. At least bin Laden, hey, dust is good for you at ground zero, too. Taliban commander vows to avenge death. U.S. faces broad terror threat. Oh, it's worse than ever. Don't think it's over, Aaron. This is just the start. People are like, that's fine. I'm in for the long haul. Take over for the oil companies, get supply of the opium so they can ship it in. What about Geraldo admitting they grow the opium and having the Marine Corps colonel admit it?
That's called being blinded by a false loyalty, I think.
No, but it's like you get caught with it, you go to prison, but they're like, yeah, we grow it. It's for America.
Yeah, I know it's hypocritical. You know it's hypocritical.
It's not even hypocritical. It's beyond insane. And they just, like a fart in church, let it out.
You know, I guess it's what you call doublethink. I don't know how they could be over there.
These people are sicko psychiatrists and psychologists running all this. This is very funny to them. Report, Pakistan intelligence agents on site during raid. Unclear who fired fatal shot. Capture seen as vindication for harshest interrogation methods. Should Bush get credit? Supporters gather outside former president's Dallas home, throw flowers, sign. Obama forgot to say thank you, President Bush. White House aides.
That's another thing. You see all the people chanting USA, USA today. I've read the declassified reports, I'm sure you have too, where all through the Bush years, any protests that were anti-Bush, any protests that were anti-war, they had cadres to immediately start chanting USA, USA on cue because it's not particularly meaningful.
It means you're against America if you're fighting them. It's just mindless patriotism, but not for the real USA, but for the hijacker body snatchers that have taken over the society.
Yeah.
USA! USA! And you're like, the USA's dying, being destroyed. I'm for that. I like it. Should Bush get credit? Officials feared Black Hawk down when choppers stalled. U.S. forces were unsure of bin Laden in-house until meeting him face-to-face. Photos inside bin Laden's lair looks like a crack house, the palace. Report, Obama canceled March compound bombing, wanted proof of death. Shot in head, bin Laden is dead. SEALs held 2 rehearsals. Obama watched raid. Doubters abound. Explosion of conspiracy theories. Questioning government lies is a conspiracy theory, Aaron. I remember 4 years ago, they'd already tried to pass 3 different amnesty bills that were public. And they said, well, this one's secret. Secret bill. This was in the news, but you're not allowed to see it, and there's no amnesty. Senator Sessions leaked it. They were calling it a conspiracy theory. So the conspiracy theorists say it's amnesty. It was total amnesty. They said for 14 million, more like 30. And it said felons who were here in prisons could be released if they were illegals, as long as they signed a form promising not to be violent again. I mean, it was a pardon. It wasn't just an amnesty. And what was their answer? Bush's? You're a conspiracy theorist. Shut up. You can't see the bill. Then we get it. It's worse than the other 3. I mean, that's their answer.
Meanwhile, Bush's brother was working with the CFR on the North American Union documents, the immigration reform, and all the rest of it with the Democratic side.
And PNAC.
Yeah.
Oh, no, it's all staged. They fight over the power sometimes. And it goes on to say, and there's just pages of these articles. It goes on, these are some of the headlines. Mission was to kill, not capture, no prisoners taken. Eased into sea, his body, Michael Moore, bin Laden 1. So the left has to play the fallen sword like they're for bin Laden. Muslim Brotherhood, USA should now leave Afghanistan and Iraq. That's just to give them support with Muslims. They're actually being CIA funded on record, supporting everything happening in Libya and Syria and Egypt. CIA tops cable news ratings. Romney to skip first GOP debate. MD Democratic governor mulls gas tax hike. I must have printed this before the new one went up. They've got a new one out where they say that Obama is going to ground zero. Yeah, here it is. Bin Laden, Adolf Hitler both declared dead on May 1st. And the royals married on the same day he married Eva Braun. I mean, do you know in the occult? I mean, folks, it's the high holy day is May 1st. I mean, that's when the Druids were cutting kids' hearts out, throwing them into fires. It's European history, just like the Aztecs were doing it. But the 3 days before was like the holy kickoff. And that was the Druidic day for weddings. Hitler, who followed Druidic stuff instead of he hated Christianity, and it's just a historical fact.
Right.
He married her on that Druidic holy day, and then blew his head off on the May 1st, which they founded the Illuminati, 1776.
Yep.
This is all on record.
Adam Weishaupt.
The communists celebrated on May 1st.
No, I agree with everything you said. That's what May 1st is. The communists just took it from the old occultic system.
No, it's
pagan system.
In fact, pull up Encyclopedia, not Wikipedia, because they're wrong half the time. Pull up Encyclopedia Britannica May Day.